Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, one shy of 100. Welcome to episode 99 of the best bits of Drive Time on Atom Radio. And this is Mark Denholm from Drive Time, Monday to Friday, 3 until 7. Do you know what? I was thinking I could do with a little holiday, a little bit of time off. And then I realised all of a sudden I can't, because I want to get to that 100 on the podcast. So I will do the show next week and we will have a podcast, and then we can all celebrate or commiserate on 100. This time around on the podcast, Googling yourself with a difference, my attempt at very poor poetry, dating post-lockdown sounds like an absolute barrel of fun, crazy trading up, revenge that's rubbish without being rubbish, and an absolute fantastic way to prank your friends as well this weekend, or indeed at any point in time. That and more makes up the best bits of Drive Time this week. Settle back and enjoy episode 99 of the podcast. AtomRadio.co.uk. This is Atom Radio. You've got Mark with you here till 7. Cheers for sticking us on today. Just a bit of fun. Have you ever been on Google and Googled yourself? I know I have, but I was just thinking, right? Okay, go on Google and type in is and then your own name and see what happens. If I do it, let me have a look. Google, I want to go to Google and then Google my own name. Is Mark Denholm married? Is the question. I want to know what comes up as an answer now. If I Google that, it does come up with my website, then my Facebook, then it comes up with myheritage.com. I will see what it says about me in a moment. This is the Eagles.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Monday's Drive Time, online around the world. Wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for sticking us on today. And I hope that you are very well. Of course, some places it may be bedtime, some places it's early morning, and some places it's mid-afternoon. It is Drive Time here right now, 20 to 5 in the UK. If you are thinking, nearly done like a currant bun as far as work goes. I don't know where currant bun came from, but it rhymes, doesn't it? It rhymes, it'll do. I don't claim to be a poet. It just it fell out of my head and into my mouth, and I shared it.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
I'll tell you something else as well that's gone. We mentioned last week things that are gone, like the Argos catalogue is going out of print. Something else that's gone as well is the tuck shop. When I went to school, they had a tuck shop, and you could take your money in and you could buy like a quarter of Mint Imperials or a quarter of Sherbet Toms or whatever it was you liked at school. Can you imagine doing that now, where you can't even take the wrong thing in your lunchbox or you get in trouble?
Mark Denholm.
A 68-year-old mum has opened up about the close bond that she has with her adult daughter. I think this is just weird, if I'm honest. It's a new clip from TLC and their series Mothered. Explores the extremely close relationships between mothers and their daughters. Now, I'm not a mother. I don't have a daughter. I am a father and I have a son. But she, the 68-year-old lady, creeps into her 21-year-old daughter's bedroom before licking her awake. You know, like dogs do. She literally licks this 21-year-old awake. Like, I don't even know that I would ever have contemplated doing that, even when my son was a baby. Certainly when he was 21, I would not be creeping in his room. Wake up, son. Wake up. It's just, I don't know. I think it's freaky. What do you think? It doesn't sit right with me.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Talking about love, if you are trying to find love in a post-lockdown world, are you ready? These are your 10 tips. You have to decide, what do you want? You need to be happy. You have to accept communication is key. You have to have a little respect. Does that mean you need Erasure playing in the background? You need to have safe dating. Social distancing is still taking place. Oh, come on. How do you safely date? I I mean, when you imagine when it comes to the end of the day, do you just have to and blow a kiss? Face mask etiquette. Oh, yeah, come on. How can you decide if you fancy someone when they're covered in a face mask? You have to get creative. I don't know if that's in or out of the bedroom, but anyway, you have to be ready for your close-up. The time will come. And if socially distancing isn't for you, a video date is the next best thing. Isn't that worse than a socially distant date? At least you can actually see the person. They're 2 meters away rather than on the end of a camera, where for all you know, they could be filtered. You have to focus on the positives. You have to try something new, and you have to have fun. From 2 meters apart, apparently. This dating thing sounds like a whole load of fun, doesn't it, post-lockdown?
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
How are you going? It is Mark here until 7 o'clock tonight, decades in under an hour. You know how when you're a kid, you always do swapsies, and, like those football cards, you swap those, don't you? And you may swap other things as well with your friends, and you do that. What about when you're 29? A woman who began a trading challenge with a hairpin has said she will not stop now until she's traded up to a house. I'm talking about one simple hairpin here. That's all she started. She has had an iPhone and a minivan in her possession since this project began 2 months ago. She's managed to swap a vacuum cleaner for her snowboard and an iPhone 11 Pro for a Dodge Ram van. The rules of the challenge say she is forbidden from using cash or trading with anyone she knows. How has she got from a hairpin to an iPhone 11 Pro and a Dodge Ram van? Now, I don't have a hairpin because I don't have any hair. So that's a bit of a problem. I can't start on the same thing as her. But I'm just looking around the studio here and I was just thinking, is there anybody who'd like to trade? Now, bear in mind, you can't be a friend of mine. You can't be anybody that I know. No cash can be involved in this. Is there anybody who'd like to trade a computer mouse, wireless computer mouse, for a mansion?
Mark Denham.
Thursday, the 6th of August, 2020. And this is Mark with you through till 7 o'clock tonight. We've got the decades on at 7. And your chance to hear 70s at 7, 80s at 8, 90s at 9, Millennium Monsters at 10. An idiot vandalised a museum exhibit. He's a tourist. He broke 3 toes off a 19th century Italian sculpture while posing for a picture. Guards noticed the damage after a group of visitors left the Antonio Canova Museum, which exhibits plaster models that he made for his marble sculptures. Combing through CCTV, they were astonished to find the culprit had been reclining on the statue for a picture and appeared to put his weight on his toes while getting up. Realising his error, off he went, left the museum in northern Italy without reporting the damage. He got caught by track and trace.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
I don't know if you've seen it or not. There is a meme going around the internet at the moment of a German Shepherd looking outside a window, and somebody has commented it. Why are all the humans wearing muzzles? Have they all bitten somebody?
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
Jonathan Morgan and his brother Callum have emptied a truckload of rubbish into someone's garden. This happened in Wales, in Cardiff. They were blocked on 4 separate phone numbers. They gave the woman an ultimatum of paying up within an hour after they'd paid. They'd removed the waste from her, and she refused to pay up. So they took it all back and dumped it back in her garden. Well done.
Mark Denham.
I tried the other day. My friend has a Mercedes, and it has the voice recognition in it. You know, like if you have an iPhone and you say, hey, I'm not going to say it because then my iPhone will respond, but hey, S-I-R-I, your phone will respond. If you are in a Mercedes car and you say Mercedes, the voice assistant responds. And I tried this the other day over the radio, and it doesn't work. But what I was thinking was, like, if you have a friend who has a phone, either an iPhone or an Android, you could, because it's Friday and because they're probably off work tomorrow, if they go out the room to get a drink, go for a toilet or anything like that, you could set their alarm for like 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Either use the Hey, hang on a minute, Hey Siri. It didn't even work anyway. You could use that and set their alarm, or you could try OK Google and set their alarm. And they'll love you for it, I'm sure, when their alarm goes off at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
We're online around the world right now, live, loud and proud on atomradio.co.uk. On your mobile phone via TuneIn or iTunes Radio. If you have an iPhone, you can also get iTunes Radio in the iTunes app on your PC. We're also on your smart speaker as well. I said in the last hour that I thought you should use voice control, the Hey Siri or OK Google, to... Oh, my phone's gone off again, for heaven's sake. You should use that to set an alarm, because tomorrow's Saturday, on your friend's phone, because they're going to be well happy if you set an alarm for something like 6 a.m. Danny has emailed me and said, I listened to what you said and I've come up with an even better idea. My boyfriend is getting up tomorrow morning early to go fishing. His alarm is set 5:30. So he thinks because I've cancelled it. I've used voice control to cancel it. And then we'll see how his fishing trip goes now he's got no alarm. Danny, I love you. You are so evil.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Friday, the 7th of August 2018, which is great news because that means next Friday will be Friday the 14th and not Friday the 13th. Although, to be fair, 2020 so far feels like Friday the 13th, after Friday the 13th, after Friday the 13th, if you are superstitious. Are you superstitious? Do you have phobias? I tell you, the one phobia I don't get is people who are scared of clowns. Now, clowns are just people wearing makeup and wigs and, like, red noses. They're only people. Like, I can understand if you're scared of spiders. Fair enough. If you're scared of rats. Fair enough. If you're scared of flying, if you're scared of water. Fair enough. By that, I don't mean drinking water. I mean, like, swimming or whatever. But clowns, okay, are you scared of me now? If I dressed as a clown, I'd still be me, but some people would be scared of me. How?
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
You know, when the police issue these e-fits of people they'd like to speak to in connection with crimes. Now, a man is wanted in Northamptonshire for the attempted abduction of a 15-year-old girl. This is serious stuff, okay? The e-fit, however, shows an Asian man with a beard, which has quite clearly been stuck on, because if it has, he needs to sack his barber. But that's not the worst bit. People are saying it's been drawn by a child on an Etch-a-Sketch because there is this line that comes up from his ear and just disappears upwards into his head. People are saying, like, what is this? How are you supposed to recognize him? Many have pointed out it looks like someone slipped with the mouse on Microsoft Paint, and someone else then said, my 3-year-old draws better beards as well. Other people are saying it was drawn on an Etch-a-Sketch. I mean, this is a serious crime and the world's possibly worst Etch-a-Sketch picture.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Online radio at atomradio.co.uk with the Commodore's well-known 80s computer. Nothing to do with that, but it's good. Aha and Touchy before that. Do you know what? What did you have? If you're old enough to remember the 80s, what did you have? Did you have a BBC Micro? There was that poor relation, wasn't there, as well? The Acorn Electron, that was also based on the BBC Micro. There was also the ZX Spectrum. There was the ZX Spectrum 81, wasn't there? That rubber keyboard and all that. It was horrible. And the Commodore as well. What did you have? I know my friend Mr. John had a Commodore. I had a BBC Micro, Model B. And I don't know who had a ZX Spectrum. Lots of people did. They were very popular, but I don't know who did. atomradio.co.uk. I can't lie, I did enjoy a game of Chucky Egg on the Chucky Egg emulator after the show before putting together this very podcast. I wasted so many hours as a child playing Chucky Egg. Used to love it. And I was good at it as well. It's the only computer game, I think, that I've ever been good of. Like, stick me in front of a modern games console, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. But Give me the Chucky Egg emulator, and it's like reliving my childhood. Brilliant. Thank you, as always, for checking out the podcast today. That is 99 episodes down now, which means when we drop one next weekend, it'll be episode 100. That is a little bit of pressure on me because it means I'm going to actually have to come up with something really good next week on the show, Monday to Friday on atomradio.co.uk between 3 and 7 to make episode 100 of the podcast. So there you go. I'm going to enjoy the weekend off. I'm going to weather the pressure, and I will be back on the radio on Monday. If you are listening to this while you're still in the heat wave, by the way, try and keep cool. That's a top tip for you.
Atom Radio. Playing the music you want to hear.
Check out the show back on Monday on atomradio.co.uk, and don't forget you can subscribe on iTunes, on Spotify, and on Google as well. Keep yourself well.
Atom Radio.